thank you for joining me this afternoon. You have a live look at a severe thunderstorm currently moving through portions of southeastern Iowa and northeastern Missouri. This storm will be capable of producing hail up to ping pong ball size and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. This storm is heading towards Cantrell, Keosauqua, Bonaparte, and Donaldson in Iowa. If you are in any of those towns that I just mentioned, please do be getting indoors as this is a very dangerous storm. This is not going to be the only storm that we're watching today. We have a widespread severe weather outbreak that will be possible here across the Midwest today, all right? We're talking about Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. Everybody in that slight risk is going to be under the gun today for a potential severe weather threat, and this is our first severe thunderstorm warning, all right? And it is a pretty concerning one once again. This storm is capable of producing ping pong ball sized hail, okay? So you really need to be getting indoors, maybe even bring your pets inside. That would be a good idea. Unfortunately, we are in a little bit of a radar hole, so it's kind of hard to see this storm in like a good look here, but we can see the hail core, and it is very impressive there near Milton at the minute. So again, you're going to want to be getting inside, getting away from windows, bring your pets inside as well, preferably, because this warning, the impact reads, people and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roof, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roof, siding, and trees. Okay, so you really got to take this one seriously, guys. You got to get indoors. You got to get away from windows. Bring your pets inside. Maybe even bring your cars inside of the garage if you do have time here. Again, this is heading towards like Keosauqua, Bonaparte, Donaldson, and Cantrell, right on top of Milton at the minute. The most intense part of the storm is, I've been watching this storm for the past few hours now even, and it really just grew in intensity slowly but surely, and now we're at the point where it did warrant a severe thunderstorm warning here. And it's easy to see why, right? In fact, before this, it looks like the hail core was even more impressive somewhere south of Bloomfield. So we'll have to wait to see if we get any reports in from the Bloomfield area of large hail. But at the minute, we do not have any. Hail is actually going to be the main threat today. The reason we have that slight risk of severe weather is because of the hail threat. We have a hail-driven slight risk today. We do have storm chasers out there right now. We got Vince Wolty, we have got Corey Gherkin, and even Brandon Kopic, Storm Runner Media out there today. So look out for this event, guys. I'm not saying this stuff to scare you. I'm saying it because there is a possibility that we do see quite a few severe storms in this area today, and not everybody in the slight risk is going to see a severe thunderstorm. In fact, most of you won't, but some of you will, all right? In fact, about 15% of you in this area will, most likely. So just trying to make sure that you guys are prepared and not scared. That hail core is growing again near Milton now, by the way. So again, Milton, Cantrell, you're the next in line here. You're right in front of this thing. We really don't have any other showers or storms popping off except for here in like southeastern Iowa. If we take a look at the surrounding radars, we see we really don't have much at all, you guys. We maybe have a few showers around the Midwest, but other than this cluster of storms, we're really not looking at much. However, you get out into the mid-Atlantic area, and there is actually a cluster of storms that has warranted several special weather statements here across parts of Virginia and North Carolina. These could be capable of producing some gusty winds and small hail out here in Virginia at the minute, so look out for that. They already have produced some small hail out there in West Virginia, so you're going to have to look out for that once again. We can go ahead and take our live cams up here. We do have a live cam down here in southwestern Ohio that is near the Hamilton area, and then we also have a live cam out here to the north of Kansas City that we can go ahead and bring up. We see that live cam to the north of Kansas City, very overcast skies, but out there in Ohio, it's beautiful. You got 70 degrees on the temperatures. Ohio's threat's mainly not going to be until later tonight. This afternoon into this evening, we're going to be looking at areas like Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. So, yeah, again, Ohio, Kentucky, that's going to be a later tonight thing. Right now, we are once again just chilling with this one severe thunderstorm here. So, if you do have any questions about your location, go ahead and leave those down in the chat below. Because again, this is going to be a pretty it's going to be a pretty widespread event. We have a marginal risk all the way from Kansas back into North Carolina, which does not happen often. So, we're watching this storm in particular, once again. The velocities are kind of messed up because we're really far away from the nearest radar site. Again, we are in a pretty bad radar hole right now. I mean, again, taking a look at the surrounding radars, we see it's really just that one storm that we have right now that's causing all those problems. Really nothing else much popping off. Other than out here in Virginia. But even these storms out here that have warranted special weather statements, they're not going to be anything major. Probably not even going to make it to severe limits. Just, your standard garden variety wind and maybe some small hailstorms. So this storm here that we are watching with the severe thunderstorm warning, it is moving east at 50 miles per hour. It's a very quick moving storm. It's kind of actually moving east-northeast a little bit. Actually, it is kind of just moving due east now. So we'll go ahead and drag this out here. Oh, wow. That new radar scan is really putting that bump on the hail core. We'll go ahead and drag this out so that you guys in front of this can get an idea of when your location will be impacted here. So 50 mile per hour is the speed. All right, so we got Nauvoo is going to be in front of this in 44 minutes, Fort Madison in 46 minutes. Then when we cross the border into Illinois, we got West Burlington in 58 minutes, Burlington downtown in 61 minutes, Carthage in 63 minutes, La Harpe in 69 minutes, Colchester in 83 minutes, Macomb in 89 minutes, Monmouth in 92 minutes, and Bushnell in 99 minutes. So if you're in any of those towns that I just listed, be wary because this thing is coming for you relatively soon. Again, it's really just that one storm we're looking at right now out here towards Cantrell in Iowa. This warning does include a tad bit of northeast Missouri, like the Prospect, Grove, Brock, Asin, Acasto, Anson area. I think most of this is going to stay on the Iowa side of the border, but you may get some small hail and gusty winds here in Missouri. We really need some storms. If they are going to fire off, we'd prefer them to be like up here where we got good radar coverage, not down here where we can't really see anything. But yeah, that is the one storm we are looking at right now. We do have quite a bit of snow out here in the western United States, even some storms down here in California. Kind of your typical atmospheric river event. A few of these could be strong, so be wary of that. Let's go back out here to our storm in Iowa. Wait for this next radar update. Should come in any minute now. Again, this is a pretty strong storm, actually. It's really taking advantage of all the ingredients out here that are favorable for severe weather. By the way, if you did not see my forecast for tomorrow's severe weather event, go check it out. We now have a 10% hatched for tornadoes tomorrow. Actually, it looks like they got rid of that. Huh, I didn't even notice that. Apparently, they got rid of the 10% hatch risk for tornadoes. That's actually really interesting. I didn't know they got rid of that. We're still on enhanced risk tomorrow, but that's driven by wind and hail. They actually got rid of the hatch risk. That's really interesting. I didn't even notice that, again. So new radar scan here showing that hail core right over Cantrell at the minute. If you're in Cantrell, you're probably hearing some hail banging on your windows. Probably pretty loud. Yeah, that actually really surprises me that they removed the 10% hatch risk. I'm assuming they did that at the 1730 outlook. But, it is what it is. So, anyway, we still do have the threat for a few strong tornadoes tomorrow and Tuesday as well. We can't overlook Tuesday. We got an enhanced risk for Tuesday now for parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana here. But I think the bigger day is going to be Monday, actually, where we have an enhanced risk for parts of Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, Oklahoma. And then today's kind of kicking it all off with a slight risk over Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. So again, here's your hail core in here, located right over Cantrell at the minute. Cantrell is a decently populated town. We got areas like the township hall, the post office, the fire department, the school, some churches. Looks like some parks up here. Cemetery. So, unfortunately, Cantrell is probably about to get battered by hail. It's going to ruin your nice Easter Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday, by the way, everybody. The next town that's going to be, like, directly in the path of this thing will probably be Mount Sterling. But there's not too much out in Mount Sterling, just a couple of cemeteries, it looks like. And then areas like Bonaparte and Farmington will be in the path of it. That hail core is really persistent in the 70 dBz range here, now east of Cantrell. So if you're in Cantrell, the biggest of the hail has most likely passed. Again, there is your hail core there. Now heading out towards Bonaparte and Donaldson. I think Keosauqua may get some small hail, but I think heavy rain, lightning, and damaging winds are going to be the main threat in your area. So yeah, we're watching that storm, obviously. Let's go back out here to Virginia. Yeah, again, some weak storms may be capable of producing gusty winds, small hail. Look at how much lightning this West Virginia storm has. Considering how weak it is, that's pretty impressive. It's doing so much lightning. But other than that, it's not really doing much other than some heavy rain. Maybe some small hail. But anyway, man, my throat just does not want to clear, huh? Looking back out here towards southeast Iowa, should get a new radar update here any minute now. The hail core is likely located towards the south of Keosauqua now. Maybe the south side of Keosauqua gets some small hail. But Keosauqua is definitely the biggest city we do have included in this warning here. Let's see actually how many people are included in this warning box. Looks like there was about 8,300 people included. They shrunk it just a little bit. So now there's 8,200 people included in this. New radar scan, obviously still showing that large hail. We do not have any hail reports yet, but then again, this hail literally just fell, so we can't expect there to be reports already sent into the National Weather Service. Looks like we're losing our Warren County live cam, unfortunately. Let's try to fix that there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's not even storming in that area. I don't know why it's glitched out. Oh, there we go. It's back up. So, again, this is right over Mount Sterling right now. The worst of the hail probably is. Again, seeing this storm, it's kind of in the tri-state region right now of Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. Soon it will cross over the Mississippi River here. Then it's going to head towards areas like Fort Madison and Montrose in Iowa. And then it'll cross the river. Maybe some weaker shower and thunderstorm activity up here towards Davenport, but this is not likely going to be severe. We have a very distinct warm front today. I believe there was something like, if you're in like southern Illinois, there was a spot that was going, if you're at like the tip of southern Illinois, there's a spot that was going to reach like 80 degrees, but if you're at like the other tip of Illinois, it's going to reach like 40 degrees today. there's like a 40-degree difference across the state today, which is pretty extreme. You can tell exactly where that warm front is. So again, the main threats with this storm right now are going to be damaging winds, very large hail, and some lightning. Cloud-to-ground lightning. Not really anything too concerning tornadic-wise. We do actually have a marginal risk of tornadoes today across parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. So have a tornado action plan in place if you are in this green area. That includes Jefferson City, Columbia, Wentzville, and St. Louis in Missouri, Quincy and Springfield in Illinois, and then Bloomington in Indiana. So let's go back down here to Virginia. Let's take a look at our storms to the north of Lynchburg. Then we also got our storms on the Virginia-North Carolina border here. Nothing too crazy. Just, again, your typical garden variety storms. This severe thunderstorm warning does remain in effect until 4:15 Central. Got about 25 minutes left on it here. Again, if you do have any hail reports, if you are in the Keosauqua area or anywhere really, if you have any hail, send that report into your local National Weather Service so that we can get a proper overview of this event after it's over. We had quite a few reports sent in from yesterday. I'd say actually yesterday started off this severe weather chain of events. We had about 20 reports of severe weather, whether that's wind or hail. We had lots of tree damage yesterday and some large hail. Alright, so the storm's hail core here is looking a little bit less impressive now over Mount Sterling. Still pretty strong though. Again, we have our storm chasers out here in portions of Illinois right now. Not really too much going on in Illinois, except for maybe the northwest corner where you got those showers and storms up by Davenport. So a new radar update should be coming any minute once again, and in fact there it is. Yeah, again, a messier hail core for sure over Mount Sterling, but still could have some nickel to maybe even isolated quarter-size hail in there. This warning still reads ping pong ball size hail, but I doubt this storm's going to produce any more ping pong ball size hail. Let's go back out here to California. It's been a minute. Yeah, I mean, again, just kind of showers and storms, but we may have to watch for a couple areas of rotation, or just even, like, damaging winds to form. Again, you got storm chasers here, Corey Gherkin, Vince Welty, and then also Brandon Kopic. Surprised SPC downgrade Monday. I am too, honestly. I'm very surprised. Very surprised they took the tornado risk down to a 5%. And anybody watching that is not familiar with the SPC style, this does not mean we only have a 5% chance to see tornadoes tomorrow. It means, like, across the entire area. That's not what that means. It means Fayetteville has a 5% chance, Tulsa has a 5% chance, Springfield has a 5% chance, Jefferson City has a 5% chance, St. Louis has a 5% chance. It's not actually just we have a 5% chance in total, otherwise it would not be that concerning. I think that tomorrow we could see that tornado risk get back upgraded, but I don't know. If they're taking it down, maybe that's a sign. Either way, tomorrow we still have a enhanced risk for wind and then a hatched enhanced risk for hail. So either way, tomorrow's going to be significant with some form of severe weather. I think the tornado threat, the reason they took it down to 5% is because it is a bit more conditional. We're not really guaranteed to see strong tornadoes. It was just kind of a possibility that was hanging out there. So the hail core is chilling here near Mount Sterling still, kind of right along the Missouri-Iowa border actually here. So areas like Acasto in Missouri. I'm thinking maybe now, I know earlier I said this is not going to hit you with too much hail, but it is taking a little bit of a sudden southeast dive. If we look at this, actually, we can kind of see it was going pretty much due east, and then boop, kind of going down to the southeast here now. So I'm thinking maybe Acasto may get some large hail. Let's go back out here to Virginia really quickly. Again, not too concerning, just kind of checking up. I will say, these are some huge lightning makers up here on the Virginia-West Virginia border there. By the way, they did actually downgrade this warning to 1.25 inch size hail, so that's half dollar size hail. Got downgraded from ping pong ball size hail to half dollar size hail. So, half dollar size hail is still possible with this storm here, but not quite as concerning. I don't know what's been happening to my voice over the past few days. It's just like going away. Alright, I think I got it back. Still sounds a little weird, but may have some extra voice cracks today. Be prepared for that, everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's really just this one supercell here. And what's actually very interesting is that all the models were hinting at this one supercell. What they're predicting is that it heads off to the east here, kind of cuts through parts of northern Illinois, and rotates a pretty good amount. And it's weird, they all have the agreements on this one supercell going through the almost the exact same place with the exact same amount of intensity. So, I really thought that that would not be the case, but looks like it actually might. I don't know what that arrow was. So, areas, you know, we obviously did the short-term forecast earlier about where this was going to hit, but now, if we look out further, look at the big picture here. Areas like Peoria, Bloomington, you're going to be possibly under the gun for a tornado threat. Possibly an elevated tornado threat. Because I think you're actually already under the tornado threat from the SPC. No, you are not. The SPC doesn't have you highlighted any tornado threat in this area, but I would not be surprised if we saw a brief spin up there. Hello. Yeah, any new viewers just now tuning in, we do have a severe thunderstorm currently over the Illinois, Missouri, Iowa border here. capable of producing large hail to very large hail and damaging winds. Likely, once this warning expires, a new one will get issued because the storm is still relatively intense. Just play it back here, and we see that it is kind of taking a little bit of a southeast dive at this point. So maybe areas like Keokuk, the warning that gets issued, if one does get issued, it may include you in the new warning. This hail core is becoming a little bit more scattered here across the area. So areas like Farmington, get ready for some large hail. Any tornadoes possible? Yes. A couple tornadoes possible. Now, I'm not saying that tornadoes are likely, but I am going to say they're possible. If you are in this green area today, you're going to have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town. Again, that does not mean there's a 2% chance in total that we see a tornado today. That means that, Bloomington, Indiana has a 2% chance, and Springfield, Illinois has a 2% chance, and St. Louis has a 2% chance. It's not just a 2% chance in total, but anyway, yes, I think that a brief spin up or two cannot be ruled out today, but I think the more likely threat for tornadoes is actually going to be tomorrow. That's not the tornado outlook. What am I doing? We have that 5% risk. I think the most likely area to see a tornado, if I was painting this picture, it would be somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. Kind of just depends on where this supercell tracks, but it looks like it's heading a little bit to the south and the east, which is why I kind of circled that area. Basically right in here. Areas like Peoria, Bloomington, Urbana, Decatur, Springfield. I think out of anywhere today, you guys are going to have the greatest tornado threat, but it's still not that high. It's just a possibility. Let's bring it back out here to California. Still nothing too concerning there. Out here towards Virginia again. Again, some weaker storms for sure here. May produce some small hail and gusty winds. Yeah, the hail core is becoming a little bit more widespread here. So areas like Anson, Acasto, this is right on top of you. Next in line are going to be areas like Croton, Farmington, and Plymouth in Iowa. If you're on the north side of this warning, you're going to be looking at kind of a different storm here. It's a little bit on the weaker side compared to this one. Still capable of producing gusty winds and small hail, though. And maybe some heavy downpours. Which actually does remind me, the flooding risk. We do have a marginal risk of flash flooding today. In case you were not here for last night's streams, we do have a new sound if a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning does get issued. The sound we're going to be using is this. I'll go ahead and test it out here. This is just a test. There's no new warning.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
That's what it sounds like there. Again, that is just a test. There's not a new severe thunderstorm warning. If you're just now tuning into the stream, make sure to like and subscribe. I go live for all major severe weather events. And even the smaller ones, kind of like this. I don't think this is going to be a major severe weather event. I think it's going to be on the smaller side. Again, it's really this one cell that I think is going to cause all the problems down the line here. As it heads towards areas like Peoria, Bloomington, maybe as far south as Decatur here in Springfield, if it does track far enough south. That hail core, again, it's looking a little bit more impressive again. Unfortunately, we're entering a terrible radar hole. We're not going to be able to see this storm for a good amount of time. They really need to get a new radar out here. Because areas like the entirety of northeast Missouri is a massive radar hole. Same thing with southeast Iowa even. They need to get like a Quincy radar out here. Speaking of which, speaking about new radars, this radar here near New Orleans that was recently installed is up and running pretty good. Most of the hail is going to stay on the Missouri side of the border now, it looks like. Maybe cross back into Iowa here for a little bit near Croton. But most of the larger hail is going to be heading for, like, Dumas in Missouri, maybe Argyle in Iowa, Vincennes in Iowa. Then soon we'll see this storm cross over the Mississippi River into Illinois here. Looks like storm chasers out here are actually heading for the St. Louis area. Looks like they're getting ready for the next event tomorrow. You're going storm chasing tomorrow? That's cool. Where are you going to storm chase at? Just curious. By the way, this warning got downgraded to 1-inch hail, so we're now down to quarter-size hail, but this is now a trained weather spotters report, so there was a report of 1-inch hail somewhere. This is no longer radar indicated. There's confirmed large hail out here. Yeah, where are you going chasing, if you know? If you don't mind. Again, most of the hail is staying on the Missouri side of the border now. Indiana. Yeah, I think Indiana is probably going to be a good spot to storm chase in. Let's see here. Let's look at the day 2 outlook. Yeah, Indiana, southwest corner Indiana, there is included in that enhanced risk. I may even do a little bit of storm watching tomorrow. I don't know about chasing, but maybe go around my town. Let's take a look out here at eastern Kentucky. Very nice out there. Yeah, a new warning should get issued pretty soon here, I would say. It's probably going to look something like this. Maybe including, like, Montrose, Iowa, maybe as far south as Cahokia in Missouri. And then down the line, areas like will there be tornadoes tomorrow? Is possible. Again, it's much more likely tomorrow than it is today, actually. But we still can't confirm anything, per se. But it is much more likely tomorrow. I'd be pretty surprised if we didn't get at least one or two brief spin-ups. New radar scan still just showing that large hail there. $80 outside in your area. Yeah, if you're in Indiana, that's very possible. Alright, we got a new warning, everybody.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
New severe thunderstorm warning. It's an extension here. As I was just saying, they did extend this. This is on the Iowa, Missouri, Illinois border here. This does include Carthage, Illinois, Warsaw, Illinois, Keokuk in Iowa. So look out for this, guys. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. Yeah, it looks like maybe a bit of southern Indiana could get in on those 80s, especially if you're like down there in the Evansville area. But like the north side of Indiana, it's cold. It's not 32 degrees, that's a glitch. But, oh wait, that's dew point. No, yeah, that's glitch. It says the dew point for some reason. It's going to be, right now though, for the highs in a bit of northwest Indiana, you're in the 40s for your highs. But if you're down there in like Evansville, like we were just talking about, you could get up to the 80s today, which is pretty crazy. And that's a 40-degree split across the state. And it's pretty much the exact same in Illinois. You're going to have highs potentially up to the 80s in a couple spots down here at the southern tip of the state. But if you go up to, like, the other side of the state, like the exact opposite side of the state, you're once again going to see those highs in the 40s. Alright, you guys. We don't really have anything too major going on right now other than this one cell. So whenever it starts to do something else impressive, I think I'll hop back on here. But I think for now, we're going to go ahead and call the stream off here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been relatively eventful. We're not done yet, guys. This cell is going to continue heading down to the south and the east again towards areas like Springfield, Decatur, maybe as far north as Bloomington and Peoria here in Illinois, possibly producing damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even an isolated tornado. So look out for that. We'll see you all next time.